What up, peeps? Tony Baker here, back for another movie review. This time I'm reviewing Ant Man and the Wasp. Okay, we back on these Marvel streets, my favorite streets to be on. Especially after the stressful ordeal of Avengers Infinity War, Ant Man is a nice little breath of fresh air, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes place during, like, I don't know if it's a little bit before the events of the Infinity War. So it's like, you know, it's fun. It's fun. You know what I mean? Not that I mind a little bit of seriousness from Marvel, but this is definitely a change of tone. All right, Ant Man and the Wasp. It follows what happened at the Civil War. Ant Man, played by Paul Rudd, he's on house arrest. So, you know, they got in trouble because he sided with Captain America and them. Put him on house arrest for a couple years. He's been at the crib chilling. He had a falling out with the Wasp and Hank Pym. Hank Pym is played by Michael Douglas. And so they haven't spoken to him in a couple years. It's been a couple years. They was mad at him. He stole the suit. He went to do this Civil War thing, you know, hanging out with his buddies. They was a little salty, you know. And so he's been on house arrest. And now the story involves them trying to get, if you remember in the first Ant Man, the original Wasp, who's played by Michelle Pfeiffer, went subatomic into the quantum realm and she got lost. And so this one, you know, Michael Douglas has been trying to figure out how he can get his wife back. And, you know, Wasp's mom back. So they really been working on this for a couple years now. But they've been on the run from the law because of technology. So they've been working on that. Something happens with Ant-Man, connects with her, and so now they go on this full mission to get her back. Meanwhile, there's this other person with powers called the Ghost pops up and tries to steal the plans to the quantum realm. You know, it's always plans and stuff like that. Pretty much that's what the movie's about. It's fun, man. The original cast is back. Everybody returns for this one. You got Michael Pena, who's great. He can do drama and comedy. He can do them well. I always love seeing this guy. He's funny again. And his buddies, T.I. and the other Russian dude, they come back. I don't know the Russian dude's name, but I think he's Russian. Paul Rudd is funny as usual. I just like Paul Rudd, man. I just like the guy. All right? He's somebody I would invite to game night. Like, Paul, is Paul coming? Oh. He's coming? He's that guy. Like, oh, Paul's coming? Oh. That's what you want to be, that person where people get excited to know you're coming. That's what you should shoot for in life. Be like, man, oh, Stevie's coming? Oh, man. Jamal's coming? Andre's coming? Sabrina's coming? You want that reaction from people. You don't want to be like, oh, wait, Tony's coming? Who told him? Who told him we was having something? We should cancel. We should just reschedule and say we canceled. How'd he find out? You don't want to be that guy. Trust me. Ant Man and the Wasp, though, man. It's first of all, Marvel has been killing it, man. The reviews on this one are good, and it's a good time. Like, it's fun. It's lighthearted. The action is like super light, and it's just good fun. There's a lot of humor in it. Of course, the special effects are fantastic. The special effects in this movie are fantastic. Okay, and it's cool to see them shrink and get big, and then when he's giant, it just looks dope, man. Let me tell you something, man. I grew up in the 80s. Do you know what that means? Subpar special effects I grew up with. So when I see movies like this with great special effects, I'm just like, you don't understand, man. I ain't grow up with this. I didn't grow up with these special effects, man. I grew up on the original Superman 1 and 2. Yeah, Superman 2 was great, but the special effects, man. But now, special effects, seamless. I'm like, yo, man. When he's giant, it looks like he's really big. It looks like he's really there. I'm like, yo, this is great, man. So it takes me back to my childhood. I'm like, I didn't even know any of this would be ever possible in movies. And now to see it come to fruition, I'm loving this Marvel reign right now. So I like the cast. Everything's likable. What's some of the takeaways from Ant Man and the Wasp? Being shrunk to an ant size, how do you not get killed on accident? How do you just not get killed on accident? Anybody could just be like, oh man, so anyway. You know how many bugs I've killed on accident? You know how many flies I've slapped? You ever slap a fly? Like when you just waving them off, but you make a connection, like, and then you see the fly in the corner, like, it's shaking and twisting. You just slapped it. Imagine getting hit with a giant hand. You walking along, you know what I'm saying? You got your headphones on, chilling. You got your Beats by Dre. Giant Mack truck size hand just You think you just gonna shake that off? You probably gonna die on impact. Humans are very fragile. Flies, shout out to flies for taking the slap. But I'm like, how do they not just get killed on accident, man? They go through some bug spray mist, get slapped down, and then stepped on accident. Oh man, that's the only thing I worry about. How do they not get eaten? When you shrink down, birds. First of all, birds, that's what I would worry about. If I was Ant-Man size, I'd be like, the birds is out here. Because you don't see birds. They see you. That's the thing. Not every bird is a pigeon walking the streets. There's birds up there, you don't even know they floating around. Scooped up, and they saw you. Even though you're little, they like, nah, I see you. That bird's eye view, they say bird's eye view for a reason. Their vision is fantastic, okay? Another takeaway is, Marvel has this thing where they make old actors look young, you know what I'm saying? They got a knack for it. They do a flashback scene where Michael Douglas and Michelle Pfeiffer are younger. I'm like, yo. I remember they first started doing it with the X-Men. They made Professor X and Magneto look mad young. And I was like, these cats are super old. But you can see the difference. They did it with Robert Downey Jr. in Civil War. I'm like, that's pretty cool they could do that. And this time they did it with Michael Douglas, Michelle Pfeiffer, and Lawrence Fishburne is also in this movie. It's always great to see him. And they made him look young in the scene. I was like, yo, he looks like Furious from Boys in the Hood right now. Pretty cool to see. But I will say this, even though the movie was fun, it was light, it was just cute though, at the end of the day. The stakes didn't feel that high for me. I wasn't on the edge of my seat. The action was cool, but I wasn't like, my heart wasn't pumping like that. So yeah, so it was just fun. It wasn't as good as Thor Ragnarok, Black Panther, or Infinity War, but it was a good time. Marvel is still on their winning streak, but it's a little bit less than those other titles that have come out recently, you know what I mean? So Ant Man and the Wasp is good, but the first Ant Man is a little better. All right? Yeah, it's a little better. Yeah. But forget all that, man. Y'all want to know the smooth jazz review of Ant Man? Well, here it is. Oh yeah, I'm giving Ant Man and the Wasp 3.5 saxophones out of 5. Now watch me shrink down as my hoodie holds its shape. All right, y'all, that's my review of Ant Man and the Wasp. Let me know what you thought about Ant Man and the Wasp in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about special effects. If you grew up in the 80s like I did, do you appreciate the special effects you see on a regular basis now? You know what I'm saying? Y'all spoiled now, man. The special effects we grew up on, but I do miss practical special effects. Those are still dope. Also, if you like movies like Ant Man, check out the first Ant Man. And also, a little fun fact, Edgar Wright was supposed to do the first Ant Man. Imagine that. Imagine the Edgar Wright Ant Man movie. Oh. First of all, Edgar Wright is undefeated in my book as a director. That would have been great to see. But anyway, forget all that, man. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as usual, we out here.